Hey, so I've been running this guitar setup for a couple months now, and I think it's really cool. So I wanted to talk to you a bit about it, because maybe someone else would think it's cool as well. So first off, I've got 5 pickups inside this guitar, which means I've got 3 N-pin jacks on it, which you can see there, and it's pretty crazy sounding, and I really like it a lot, so I'm gonna run you through it a little bit. Maybe it'll inspire you to do something weird with your guitar, I don't know, or maybe you can give me ideas on how to improve it, because that'd be cool. Anyway, let's start off with these 2 here. They're the most noticeable. I've got 2 magnetic pickups on the front of my guitar, which is pretty weird, because most people only have 1, and 2 is kind of like you've got no sound hole left pretty much. But the reason I did this is because it makes it sound really beefy. I'll show you later on in the video, or maybe now, I don't know how I'm going to edit this yet. But when you just use 1 pickup on its own, it sounds pretty tame and light, like this. I found out from my friend Heiko Blumieres, who's an amazing guitarist, that when you put a second magnetic pickup on, you're putting it on upside down, and the magnetic pickups are usually tuned, so this side is the bass and this side's the treble, so the treble's louder than the bass. But if you do it reverse, this part's the lowest volume, the treble, and the highest volume is the bass. It kind of makes everything equal, I guess, and you get a really beefy sound, which you can hear right now. I think it's pretty cool anyway. If I had more money, I'd probably use 2 of the same pickups. That would probably make it better. Or I would go and test a bunch of other stuff as well, but these are the only 2 pickups I had. This one was from my old guitar, and this one came with this Dowina guitar, and so they were the only 2 I have, and luckily they both fit in there. But this top one came from my old guitar, and it's a Black Angel magnetic pickup. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but I think it's that. It's quite old, as you can see, like some of it's a bit rusted, but it still works. And this bottom one's a Fishman Rare Earth Blend, so it's a magnetic pickup plus a little microphone on the inside, which is great for getting some of my percussion sounds. And yeah, that's the front of the guitar. Okay, moving on. Under here, you can't really have a Black Angel magnetic without a Black Angel Piezo. So under here I've got the Piezo thing, which is like a tiny bit of wire stuck onto a lollipop stick. Which I found out recently, that tiny bit of wire is actually what they surround prisons in, because whenever it gets touched it sends a signal, and I thought that was pretty cool. And weird that it's like a common thing used in guitar pickups. It's quite weird. And on its own it sounds pretty awful, not gonna lie. This is what it sounds like. But but if I do some heavy EQing on it, it sounds pretty good. It's got a nice bass to it and like a nice warmish feeling. Man, you've got to turn down the high mid so much. It's just crazy. When you combine that with these two magnetic pickups, it adds like an extra warmth to it, because magnetic pickups are usually quite metally, if that makes sense. You know, you get the full string sound because they're right here. They're like a centimetre away from it, so they're very metally, tangy sounds. Honestly, I don't know much about piezos, so I don't know if this is a good one or not. But it works for me at the moment. Maybe I'll change it in the future. Who knows? Moving on to the next thing, and the final pickup, other than the microphone in there. I've got a Fishman BP100 in here, which is what John Gom used to use in his guitar. I think he's moved on from it now though, but it's very weird because it's a double bass pickup. You know, like it's not even a guitar pickup at all. It's got two pickup points, and it's what's the name of it? I don't remember the name. I'll put it on the screen here. It's one of those. It's got two contact points which are on my guitar here and here-ish, which is pretty good. It's a little annoying at times because when I do runs on percussion, like going up like that, I may accidentally hit it here, and then it's extremely loud, that one tap, which isn't great, but I can't really move it because the glue I used it's basically part of the guitar now. It's unmovable. And combining that with everything else, it's great for bass drum sounds, this kind of sound. It makes it sound huge, like a proper kick drum. And it's quite nice too, because it picks up other percussion, like these kind of things. And it's got, if you EQ it heavily again, and maybe put a gate on it, duplicate it, put a gate on it, so then you can have one doing the kick drum only, cut out everything else, and then have another one adding some warmth to it, because there's not much warmth so far other than this microphone and a bit of the piezo. There isn't much. So maybe I need to put something else in here at some point. I don't know, but it sounds cool, and this just adds a little bit extra, I guess. So this is the ultimate acoustic guitar. Pickups. There's a lot I probably want to change, but don't have the funds to do it yet, do I? And I don't really know what I'm looking for. I think to make it better, I put maybe a couple more microphones in here, like one under here, because that's usually where you'd have a microphone going to, and maybe one up here too. I don't know. I haven't tried it. No one's tried it, and no one knows what makes it sound good. The ideal thing is to have your guitar sounding like recorded studio quality all the time, whether you're playing live or recording in the studio. And the idea is to make it extremely convenient, so much like an electric guitar, you just plug it in, record and play. You could do that with a guitar, and you don't have to do any of the annoying things of setting up microphones and everything. And I just want the acoustic guitar to be as convenient as the electric guitar. So that's the idea of all this. And I'm slowly getting there, and I just wanted to show you all of that on what makes this guitar sound cool, and to get some more ideas on how to improve it further, I guess. I don't know. I just made this video because I'm bored. Taking away from the pickups, I use medium gauge strings, elixirs, phosphor bronze, Not too sure on them, if I'm being honest. I might change them out to Dimarzio's at some point, but haven't done that yet. And I've got this cushion thing on the back, which is very weird. It's something that Alexander Misko and John Gom use a lot, like all the time really, but it's great for fingerstyle guitar when you're standing up, and it's connected on by Velcro, which sounds horrible when you take it off, but oh well. But the idea is, you know, usually when you sit down playing guitar, you're usually a bit like this. It's slightly upright so you can see where you have each string, see each fret, and you can see where you're doing it. But when you stand up playing guitar, the guitar's properly against your chest and you can't see any of the frets or where your fingers are, so you normally play looking like this all the time so you can see what you're doing. But if you have the cushion, it puts the guitar like that when you're standing up, so you don't have to lean over to see the guitar, you just go, okay, I know I am. So that's pretty cool, I think anyway. It's very handy. That's enough talking. I've talked way too much. I don't know if any of that made any sense at all. I'm going to record this song now, which is going to be in my next video, and I'm going to put more clips in the video after this, and I'll switch between all the pickups and all of them together and everything, so you can get more of an idea on what this guitar sounds like. And yeah, I hope my weird pickup arrangement helps you in some way if you're looking to do something similar to what I've done. So cool, let's go on to recording. As a live guitar at the moment because it sounds big and people like that a lot, but recording, it's not quite there yet. It's still, you can still clearly hear that it's just a DI signal straight from the bottom of my guitar to my setup and then into a thing. It doesn't sound as good as guitars should do, so I use this Zoom H5 mic which again, it's a great thing because it's cheap and it's really good high quality, and I just play guitar like this with it. But the problem is having a microphone so close to the power source means you get like audio signals on it, you get buzzing and everything. So ideally I wouldn't use this and I'd have just two microphones, but I can't do that yet, so this is what I'm using. So yeah, that is my setup.